As you know, on Thursday, silver was flying. It touched $120 all-time high. Everyone was happy. Retailer, traders, hedge funds, banks, even your WhatsApp group was foolish. Then Friday happened. Silver don't fall. It collapsed. In one day, silver crashed nearly 30%, the biggest fall in 44 years. Gold dropped 12%. Mining stocks also fell almost 10 to 12%. And mainstream media said, oh, don't worry, it's just because of appointment of new Fed chair. That explanation sounds neat, but it's not the real story. It was JP Morgan. I would call it an evil bank. On Friday, JP Morgan closed their silver short position now. What does closing a short position mean? It's simple. It's simple meaning buying back what you sold earlier and returning it. Basically, in stock market, you can bet when the market goes up and you can also bet against the market. That is called shortening. So big has funds, banks, they always look to short the market. So on Friday, JP Morgan closed their silver short position and they did not do it randomly. They closed it at exact bottom of the market, exact bottom. Now generally if you are covering your short position, that means you need to buy back. So technically prices should have pushed up when fresh buying adds to fuel. So why did the price fail so hard? You know what was the missing key? Price only move up if that buying is not absorbed by sellers. That means there had to be someone as big as JP Morgan or the rest of the market should have enough seller to absorb that buying. When JP Morgan was pressing the buy, boys that selling can come from many places, not one Gantt villain. But there was no one. Do you know why? Because of London Metal Exchange went offline. HSB system also went offline. COMEX and Chicago quietly raised margin requirements. Asian markets were already closed for the weekend. Now, too many coincident for one day. Don't you think? This is where you have to understand that this kind of timing does not come from luck. It comes from knowing what is about to happen. So it was also engineered. In other words, JP Morgan existed in a market structure that allowed their risks to absorb without pushing prices up. Now, here's the key thing most people don't understand. Silver trades in two markets. One in the physical market, real silver wars coins, the other is the paper market. Future contract on COMEX, MCX, then ATFs, the paper market. Run on leverage, meaning you don't put full money, you put margin. For example, suppose you want exposure to 1 kg of silver through a future contract. In the future market, you may only need around 1 lakh as margin to control that contract. But in the physical market, 1 kg of silver cost more than 3 lakh in India. So effectively with 1 lakh, you are controlling silver worth 3 lakhs. This 1 is to 3 difference is called leverage. It means you are owning a much larger amount of paper silver with much less capital. Any prices move in real silver reflects fully on your position, which means profit grow faster but losses also grow just as fast. Now here's the trick. COMEX can change margin rules anytime, and on Friday they raised their margin aggressively. That means traders suddenly had only two options: add more money immediately or sell their positions right now. Now, most traders were already fully leveraged, so they were forced to sell. One sale pushed prices down the triggered and next margin call, then next like dominoes falling. This is called a liquidation cascade. That's how crashes are engineered. And then you must have noticed that news outlets were snipping the new Fed chair story. Yes, Trump nominated a new Fed chair and market also think that he is hawkish. Yes, the dollar jumped. That was match, but the bomb was already placed. The real weapon was margin hikes, forced liquidation, algorithmic sale. The Fed story just gave cover. Now, here's the important part. This craze don't fix anything. It did not create more silver. It did not reduce demand from silver panels, electric vehicles, AI data centers. We are still in the fifth straight year of silver supply deficit. Physically, silver is still scarce. In fact, physically silver premier, especially in Asia, are at record highs. Paper prices crashed. Physically, reality did not change. How this is not new. It's a pattern. We have seen this movie before 1980. Margin rule changed. Silver crashed 80% in 2011. CME raised margin 5 times. Silver crashed almost 50%. Then December 2025. Then trading due to holiday plus margin hikes. There was sharp crash. I made a video on this and now the same playback, bigger scale, same system. Same tools, same outcomes. Only the excuse change. So who win? Not retail traders, not long-term investors. The winner were banks, commercial shorts, institutions who could survive the flush. They forced panic, covered short, cheap, and reset sentiments. This is not just a bug. This is how the system works. What this means for you is if you are panic sale after crash like this, you are playing their game. And in the game, the house always wins. But the moment you start playing the leverage game by buying future contracts, you are already on a timer. If the exchange rises margin or the prices moves against you, you are forced to add more money just to stay in the trade. And the big question is, how long can you keep adding? Retail traders don't have endless capital. They don't have the balance sheet that big institutions have. So eventually, most retail players are forced to sell not because they were wrong on the idea, but because they run out of margin. That is why you play this game only if you know how to play this game. Otherwise, stay as much for as possible. Leverage game is risky and scary. But if you are investing through ETFs, the game is very different. There is no leverage, no daily margin pressure, and no one is forcing you to exit. You can hold calmly through volatility and add more at right moments. So your average price comes down instead of your position getting wiped out. In ETFs, time works in your favor. In leverage future contracts, time works against you. Anyhow, paper silver prices will stay volatile. Gold will get clamor. But the leverage game is dangerous and one rule matters more than anything. If your position is so big that you can't sleep, you will have a terrible time. Anyhow, whatever happened happened. This crash made headlines, but it didn't not break physically silver value. It flashed paper leverage. It exposed how the system works. And history shows us one thing clearly. When fundamentals stay strong, recoveries come faster than fear. The story is not over. It is just a reset. I hope you found this video informative. Thank you for watching this video. I catch you in next video. Thank you.
Yeah.